Welcome everybody and thank you for joining me. So today I want to go over a story that might be a bit of old news for some by now, but I still feel that it is relevant as there is a deeper conversation to be had here, and that is the recent sales figures that was released for both Sony PlayStation and the Xbox Series X and S consoles. Now we have been getting glimpses of the performance for both consoles here and there. Just last week we received information regarding the revenue that both consoles made. Spoilers, even though both made millions, it is still a net loss for both as Sony and PlayStation sell their consoles at a loss. This of course does not really matter because they make that money back again hand over fist with subscription and other software sales. It is all about gaining market share, and when it comes to both of these consoles gaining market share, they are actually doing very well in that department as the latest sales figures for both these consoles have shattered expectations. As I have mentioned, there is a deeper conversation to be had here, but before we get into that, let's just quickly look over the sales numbers as reported by Forbes. Now last week both Sony and Microsoft reported record sales for their respective consoles, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. They have overcome unwise predictions that dictated video game consoles were on its way out, when instead they are more popular than ever. Sony is reporting 10 million PlayStation 5 sold so far, which is not just faster than any PlayStation in history, but faster than any video game console. And it has done all this while being supply locked, where there were not nearly enough units to meet demand, and it is unclear how high this might have gone without these shortages. Microsoft is still behind Sony, but the Xbox Series X and S is outperforming every other Xbox in its lifespan of the brand. The third party estimates put sales between 6 and 7 million as of last month. Xbox 2 is mostly supply locked by shortages. So based on those numbers, it shows that both these consoles are doing really well, which is awesome to see. I know that sometimes people can get caught up with this whole console war thing, but it is important to understand that we as consumers benefit most when both these companies are doing well and competing against each other. The one might be able to survive without the other, but I'm sure I don't need to explain why we do not want monopolies. It is in everybody's interest that both do well, no matter where you choose to game. Now the article goes on to explain why both consoles are doing so well despite all of the competition, and I thought some really interesting things were said. The writer of the Forbes article states, as I have explained in the video, this surge is because Sony and Microsoft has effectively defeated or absorbed all different types of potential competition to console. Mobile remains a huge successful market, and yet one almost entirely separated from much more expensive in-depth console games, most of which simply cannot come to mobile platforms. As such, there is plenty of room in the market for both mobile games and console titles, and I think that is an important point. The market for mobile and consoles are very different, but the mobile market should not be underestimated, which is why Xbox is trying to break into it. There are over 3 billion mobile players, and the latest statistic shows that the younger generation chooses mobile over console. In fact, the data shows that the console market average age is actually going up. Now for the life of me, I don't know why anyone would want to choose mobile over console, but I guess that everybody has their preferences. Now the article also says that game streaming services has not altered the market significantly at all. Google Stadia has drastically underperformed expectations, and it is unclear how long Google will support it. Amazon Luna has barely made a sound. The most significant cloud gaming offering so far is for Xbox itself, and it is used to supplement its consoles, not replace it. Again, I agree that both Google and Amazon has disappointed, but xCloud has not. With Xbox expanding their ecosystem and going hard with cloud gaming, making it possible to play games on your TV without a console, I do see a future where cloud could actually overtake consoles. I mention this example all the time, but we have seen what happened in movies and in music. There was a time when you needed a DVD or a Blu-ray player to watch a movie, and now all you need is a Netflix subscription. There was a time time when you needed a CD to listen to music, and now you can just stream it on Spotify, and you would be crazy to look at the music market and the movie market and not think that gaming is going into that same direction. Then they say virtual reality has remained a niche market and has close to zero overlap with traditional console games. While there are fun experiences to be had there, it is an entirely different world of gaming, and like mobile, it is entirely separate from the AAA console games. VR has yet to catch on with its more mainstream crowd. Despite being on the market for years now, the medium is still in its infancy. Now, virtual reality for me has been a big disappointment. I cannot think of a single reason to get a headset. If there was more support and bigger games, I would consider getting it, but for me there is just nothing at the moment. It does not mean that there aren't a few gems here and there, but I think they need a consistent output of great games to make it worth it. I thought there was potential when they showed off Minecraft VR, but that just died as quickly as it started. Anyway, overall I think the future for both Sony and Microsoft looks great. It still remains to be seen if consoles will be the future or if there will be a new way of gaming in the future, but as of right now, consoles are still the way to go. On that note though, this is where I'm going to end it. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you would like to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing, and as always, please remember to stay safe, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and I hope to see you again soon.